Hey, Trader Tim here from EminiMind. In this video, we're talking about value area. What is it, how to use it, and how you can trade it on an intraday basis. So, value area is really important because it gives us a picture of where the prior day's price action spent most of its time. So, the value area is essentially where 80% of trade occurred the prior day. So if we're looking at today is this range over here. This is just a 30-minute chart. And if we look at yesterday's price action, that's going to be this block over here. And these three gray lines I have represent the high and low, represent the value area. And so that is going to tell us where 80% of the prior day's price action took place. And you can see just by shading the box, we have a big chunk of the day isolated within the box. If the day's range was a lot larger, like the day before, you're going to have a lot larger value area. So it might look something maybe more like this, so a larger range. And if you have days that are, then very, very tight, where it's just a tight horizontal range, you're going to have a very small value area. Today is leaning more towards that smaller range. The distance between the value area low and value area high is less than 20 points. And so if we just take a quick glance at the daily chart, when you have days like a big body trend day or even a big reversal day, you're going to have a much wider value area. If you have a day that has a tighter range, you're going to have a smaller value area. And without getting into too much of the detail on how it's calculated, if you search market profile over at EminiMind, I can put the link below in the description too. You can read more about market profile, how to calculate it using the TPOs, the time price opportunities, and the 30-minute chart, and how you can break it up into the various columns. Essentially, each 30-minute candle gets a letter. So if we just start with A for the first 30 minutes, B for the next 30 minutes, and every price that we trade at gets a letter for that 30-minute interval. And then when you get to the end of the day, you have all these columns of prices, and if you smush them to the left, you will get various sort of triangle shapes, and those are the profiles. So sometimes they might be a very narrow profile if you have a big trend day, and other days where we're uh, moving sideways, consolidating, there's a lot of overlap, you're going to have a very wide profile. So that's all I'll mention about the market profile in specific. You can find more details over at the link below. But as far as value area goes, how we can use it to trade, you can think of the value area rules, if you will, similar to how we use the 30-minute high and low. And I will also note that some platforms have market profile built in where you can go to the studies and pull up market profile. Thinkorswim has one called Monkey Bars. If you come into the studies and M2M right here, Monkey Bars, and that will give you a version of market profile on the right side of your screen. What I like to do is use the it's just a website, mypivots.com/market profile, and this is what it looks like here. And then you can get the value area and put those right on your chart. So that's where I pull the data from. You have three lines essentially here. We have value area high, which is the top of the range, value area low, which is the bottom of the range, and then this POC stands for point of control. That is where the biggest volume overlap took place in the prior day. And so all three of those can end up being very good support and resistance points. And so what we want to do, we'll just go well, we can go down to I suppose, a 1-minute chart. But you can see if we start at a 5-minute chart, just so we can kind of get it all on the screen here. Today we gapped down, and we gapped down right to the value area low. We moved a bit lower, and then we rallied a bit. And the thing to note is when you are outside of the value area, in this case when we're below value area, and you trade back into it, you have a very good chance of trading to the other end of the range. So if we're below value area low and we move up into value area, there's a good chance that we're going to trade to value area high. And then if we are trading above value area high and we fall back in, or in this case, kind of get rejected as we poke above value area high, there's a good chance that we'll fall back down and trade at value area low. And so these 3 points can be used as kind of general reference points for potential support and resistance. Other instances, like over here, where we had already made it from value area low to value area high and then back down. But in this instance, later in the afternoon, later in the morning, I suppose, lunchtime East Coast, we traded into value area and right up to the point of control. And then that's where we found resistance and then fell back down. And so interestingly, or helpfully, a way that you can use these price levels on your chart is to look for setups that occur around these areas. So if you're looking at, like, let's say a 1 minute chart for reversal bars, you come right up to value area low and you put in this doji, this reversal bar. When we are even here, you come up to value area low, you get a little bit of a rejection with this red candle, and then you push through. So there is a little bit of resistance there, kind of at the time it would have been a double top. And then when we move up to value area high, we see again a reversal bar, a spinning top. You come down to value area low, you get a hammer. You come up to the point of control, you get an inverted hammer. Just kind of going throughout the day here, another spinning top at value area low, inverted hammer at value area low. So sometimes what happens is you can be trading a strategy and the setup itself is good. It doesn't have to be, a spinning top or a hammer, an inverted hammer. You could have, whatever your strategy is. The strategy itself can be really solid as far as the entries and how you're getting into the trade. But what happens is you can be placing those trades in inopportune times, especially in like sideways, choppy consolidation environments, and that's when you can really get burned. So, even stuff like this, where you're just kind of moving sideways, not really going anywhere, and it's not a very big range. If the range is big enough, even like in the value area case, selling at the top of the range and buying at the bottom of the range, you have room to bounce. If you bought around value area low, you would have room before you are knocking your head on the point of control. So if you're, getting long above the high of a low bar or getting long above a hammer, you have room before we hit the point of control, and in this case ended up being an inverted hammer. So you can still, capitalize and take some profit out of the market even if you don't make it to value area high. And when you get into these kind of situations where you're in a very tight range, just kind of moving sideways, the candles aren't really breaking out or breaking down very much, you really want to stay away from those tight range environments. And if you can be a little more patient and sit on your hands through those environments, then when you start trending or at least breaking out or establishing a larger range, then that movement will allow you to get into trades that get momentum. So hope that's helpful for kind of just a little overview with value area. And you can put it on your chart every day. That the website I said, the mypivots.com/market profile, has the ES, NQ, and YM. So if you're trading one of those 3 markets, you can put it on your chart kind of pre-market. And so you can come into the day knowing where the value area is from the prior day. And then as we start getting some trade data from the current NYSE session, we can use those value area low, high, and the point of control as potential pivot points, if you will. So hope you have a great rest of your day, and if you like these videos, give them a thumbs up. Thanks. We'll talk soon.